Hello, this is Indushare's Mr. Create.
Mr. N.
And Mr. Connect.
Indushare is the one-stop solution channel for your investment decision. We provide business model, market analysis, and quarterly report summary for you for your investment decision. So what did we bring this week?
For this week, we brought SoFi. So it's a company where they claim themselves as the next fintech opportunity of lifetime.
Yeah, like Amazon, Netflix,
And Facebook.
and something like that. That's what they stated in their IR presentation.
So this company has not been listed yet in NYSE, but then SPEC, of which the ticker name is IPOE, has a plan to list the company in the coming months. So SoFi is an online personal finance platform company, and this is a company where they provide student loans, mortgages, personal loans, and so on. The founders, those four founders were originally, they were Stanford MBA alumni, and they sort of hoped that this SoFi could provide more affordable options for those taking that for their own education. And the SoFi has received some great deal of investment from Discover Capital Management, SoftBank, and Qatar Investment Authority in the past years. And as I said, it will be listed in NYSE via SPEC, which is currently managed by Social Capital Head of SoFi Holdings Corporation. So its business model, SoFi originally utilized alumni-funded lending model for school-specific student loan funds, but then it moved away from this model to a new innovative underwriting approach where they review free cash flow, professional history, and education, in addition to the one's responsible payment history, and the way they gain their profits is quite interesting. They don't charge any fees for when they originate deals, but then they sell loans. They gain profit when they sell loans to large financial institutions, and it's called gain on sale model. I think Mr. Create could provide some light on this model.
Yeah, this company basically its business model is to lend money to students and home mortgage owners, and they the company will be probably like making ABS or asset securities to really bring the get their principal back in the market, and then they lend it again. So the repetition of their ABS creation is what supposed to be their mainstream of the revenue. And asset-backed security isn't really a hard concept. Basically, the SoFi will be lending money to the customers, as mentioned on the right side of the presentation, and they get the payment from the customers. And then their debt or like this asset, it will be given to the special purpose vehicle, basically, and then they will sell it to the investors at the end of the day. So basically, what happens is that investors are now the debtor to the customers, and the SoFi basically gets their money back from this SPV at the end of the day. So this repetition of one cycle is lend the money to customers, and then they create ABS and sell it to the large investors in the United States. And this one repetition is what creates revenue for this company. So more and more lending that they've done, it will increase their revenue at the end of the day.
Yeah. So SoFi is currently the top 10 ABS sponsor, according to their form S4. When we see the bigger picture, for the business model, its business model is called financial service productivity loop. What it means is that they are willing to offer one digital experience by building vertical integrated technology platform to their customers. What they mean is that customers will be able to invest and take loans and also use cash management account using their own platform called SoFi. So let's take a look at some of their products. They offer lending solutions, of course, as we mentioned before, and for financial services solutions, they offer mobile cash management accounts and also digital investment brokerage service. They are called respectively SoFi Money and SoFi Invest, and SoFi has enabled relay product to their customers to track their financial accounts at one place and track their credit score weekly, and the other products are SoFi Credit Card and SoFi Protect, and they can be available to the customers using their SoFi platforms. Yes, SoFi's competitors are lending service providers, money deposit providers, investment accounts, and also financial service content providers. Yeah.
Going into market analysis, I wanted to check the app ranking of SoFi at both Google Play and App Store. It's listed on 89th and 123 on Google Play and App Store. As you can see, it's ranked in rather lower range, and upper range you see Cash App, Robinhood, the famous items that we know. So I think SoFi still has to bump up to the upper level, but I guess they're doing their job quite well. Neobank, it's keep repeated in SoFi related documents, and I checked Neobank, and it is a digital only bank which benefits from demographic changes and untech society, which is boosted by the COVID-19. And Global Neobank, according to a fintech news website, there are they listed top 20 neobank around the world as of 2020, which is based on valuation basis. Out of 20, there are 8 companies which are from US company, and SoFi is ranked at 5th. I forgot to correct the typo, but yes, it is. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, SoFi is ranked at 5, so it still has some marketable size in the market. And US Neobank, as I mentioned, due to demographic changes, it will show exponential growth up until 2028 and on. So the market itself is quite positive. However, if you look at the SoFi business model, I am focusing on their growth in 2025. According to the SoFi IR document, financial service needs to grow that much, which is a lot. Right now, financial service is loss maker. It's making loss, increasing its loss up until 2021, and then later it will turn into something better. But financial services are including Invest, Relay, Lantern, and other products which they need to compete with other main players. So I think this part of presentation is showing a little question mark to myself. Also, if you look at the U.S. mortgage delinquency rate, as of October 2020, it has been increased from last year, which is 2019 October. If you look at the 90 plus days, it multiplied by 3 times, which shows that there are more mortgages which are being delinquencied in the market, which is bad for loan makers. Also, if you look at the U.S. Treasury yield, even though 1-year yield is still at the lower range and is showing decreased trends, 5-year and 10-year is showing a little bit of an increase after the big drop during the COVID, which means if you're using the floating rate loan, this will impose some threats to the loan makers and availability of their repayment. So this is something we need to consider when investing.
Okay, financial analysis. If you look at the stock movement, obviously this company will be doing the reverse merger with IPOE stock. So if you look at the IPOE stock, it went from basically $10 to $20 within, I don't know, 4 days after the announcement of the company. If you look at the balance sheet, total asset is at like $8 billion almost, and almost $4.8 billion is in loans. So basically, it's their asset as well as debt. If you look at the debt side, they also have $4.6 billion worth of it. So this is basically a bank company, usual bank balance sheet kind of company. So they have a lot of money deposited from the customers, and then they're lending it to other people within their customer bases. If you look also at the income statement, they have three different sources of their income from lending, financial services, and technology platform. As for now, the most important part of their revenue source is from lending. Um, I kind of read through all not entirely, but I just wanted to show you something that's more important in their S4 form. They've done a cumulative of $58 billion lending origination by 2020 third quarter, which means is that they were able to, like I said, they probably have like around 4.5 asset as part of their lending. So this is what happens is that they've done 10 times of their ABS origination. They create loan and then they sell it to ABS investor, and then they get their money back and then they lend it to other people within their system. So higher the lending completion, higher the revenue is expected from this company. 65% of the home loan was from existing members. This is what they wanted to do. They wanted to create a loop so that the people don't have to go to other platform. They can always stay in this platform using the student loan when you're young, and when you buy a house, and then they will use this application for home loans, and then if you become rich enough, you get to make investment decisions from this company. So I think as more and more people use this application, this is where they wanted to create loop, and so that they can have everlasting business model. They acquired Galileo. I guess this was one of the big things for this company in 2020. I thought that this was one of the most important component in this presentation is that the student like FICO scores. They are the originator of those debts. So if you look at the student loan average FICO score is 782, personal loans 766, home loan is around 766 as well. So this is supposed to be very good FICO score. Remember in 2007 and 8 where MBS was issued to those people who have very low FICO score, and like one of those movie crib where if you have a FICO score they just trash it. So yeah, this is really so this is indication that the SoFi is actually taking care of the FICO score as well. They take into the consideration with the FICO scores. They are also in process of acquiring banking licenses. If you look at the business summary, basically members are increasing, and therefore the revenue is also increasing for this company at very high speed. I guess one of the things that you need to look at is that the lockup period. It's unclear. It's in their document. I don't know when the lockup period will end, but when the lockup period ends, IPO is $805 million worth of shares, and types $1.2 billion worth of share could actually increase the volatility of the stock. So my suggestion is that just before the completion of IPO, I think you should perhaps sell it. And then right after the reverse merger is completed, you should look at the stock's movement and then get into it. I guess this is like a lesson from Valadyne for me. The Valadyne stock was $25 and then it went down to 12 right after IPO because of the lockup period ends right on the IPO date. So this increased the volatility right after the completion of the merger. So that's one thing that I would like to suggest. Yeah, that's it for this week. This is kind of my final thought for this company. They are suggesting or they're claiming that they're the next Amazon or Facebook or Netflix. Then I come to think of it as this. In Korea, people use Netflix and Facebook and Amazon, but I don't know if the SoFi can actually expand their business to other countries because lending is very based on regulatory system. So in Korea, we already have a lot of banks that are doing the lending and consolidated business model like SoFi. So can they grow into kind of like next SoFi where the Amazon or Facebook? The way we see it, I don't know. I think there's a limitation to their expansion of business.
Because of their business nature.
That's my final thought. What do you?
And for me, people are comparing to Square, which is another financial big platform player. The way Square does their business is that they collect data, real-time data, with their transactions. which becomes their key data analysis factor, which other companies cannot break into. That's like their moat. But for SoFi, as of right now, I'm not sure what their key metric of business and key data that others cannot break into. So in that perspective, for small company loan, I think SoFi needs to work more on some type of their edge compared to already existing players.
Is there no comment?
Other than analysis, Mr. Creative provided, I just hope that this company succeeds in the end, because not because I made investment into this company, but because they promote something called get the money in the right position. I mean, what they mean is that they don't want people to become wealthy, but they just want to provide financial services that could help people succeed, and accomplish each one's goals. Yeah. So I think it's.
So it's like a social responsibility theme. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, awkward ending today, but So that's what I was thinking. It was very random that I asked your opinion. And one thing to sort of celebrate is that we have the subscribers over 100 people now. I'm hoping that the SoFi can grow with their members as well as our industry to increase our subscribe members. So please subscribe and hit the like button.
And the subscribers' wealth as well.
Yeah. It will increase your wealth.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye.